Hi. Okay, so I want you to take a picture that we used from the activity the other day, the class activity, and I'm gonna teach you how to enhance it using Photoshop. Okay, so let's look at these layers from the beginning of I have a rectangle layer that has color on it. Um, I liquefied this background and it twisted it up, like you can see her face. Um, and anyway, I'm gonna show you how to do that. So I'm gonna close this up. Don't save. And here's the same too. You're going to be creating that. You can't see, but it just makes a cool circle. So I'm going to revert this. And the first thing you do is duplicate the layer. You can do that over here in your layers window. If this gets closed, you don't have your layers, you can go to window and layers right here and it'll pull open. So then you're going to duplicate a layer. And this is the important part. You have to turn the eyeball off here so that when you take your eraser to erase the background, you actually see the background. If I left this eyeball on, you wouldn't see that I'm erasing. And then make sure you're on the correct layer that you want to erase. You don't start erasing the other layer because then you'll have to start over. It's also helpful when you have a color layer under it because right now the checkers mean that it's transparent, that there's nothing under there. But if I take a rectangle here and I double click to pick a color here, I'm just gonna pick a color. All right, and then I just click and drag over the whole picture. I can drag that underneath my image there. I'll click back on here, grab my eraser again, and it helps me see where I need to erase better than the checkers do. But I'm also gonna keep this layer, this color layer in with my images because I think it just adds to it. I think it's gonna make it look special. You know, special image here. And the beauty of Photoshop. So just gonna do a quick job with this, but if you zoom in, Command plus, Command minus is zoom out, and Command 0 puts it back to normal. And you can right click the size of your brush here. There's also a whole bunch of different kind of brushes. If you wanna pick one, they're kind of different. They have like different, they just have different way of erasing. Oh, now I've accidentally gone on the wrong one here. Stay on my eraser tool. Okay, here we go. I'm gonna go fast, get this done. And you can change the color of your rectangle. Just because I picked purple doesn't mean I'm gonna stay with that because I can just double click it and change the color really easy. All right, so I have that. Looks really good. I could get a little bit closer. Well, I'm not gonna worry too much about it right now. All right, now I'm gonna turn the eyeball back on this one and bring it up. I have to unlock the layer by double clicking, bring it up, and I'm gonna actually twist this around with Liquify, that background. And she's gonna get twisted, but you won't see her because she's blinded, or this one's on top. So I'm gonna go filter down to this Liquify. And it's the fourth one down. See, it says twirl clockwise tool. And I like this big brush. Like you can size the brush smaller, but I want it to move the entire picture. So I'm gonna hold it down, keep holding it down until it turns into a complete 180. So she's gonna be like completely upside down. And maybe even more. Maybe I'll turn her all around. Okay, let's try. Yeah, complete, how about, yeah, was that a 360? Okay, completely turned around. Okay, now I'm gonna say okay. And it's made that cool circle. Look at that. So this top layer is hiding her. And that actually looks pretty awesome. Now this bottom one, I can change it to multiply or play with all these different blending modes that look really cool. Look at that. you just never know what you're gonna get with the colors. And so you kind of just play with it and see, kind of go through like what one looks the best. Let's say I like hard mix, then maybe I want to bring it down a little bit, the opacity, so it blends more into that background. Or not. Maybe it looks great just the way it is. Or maybe I change my mind. I want something a little more subtle. I don't know. I like luminosity. Okay, and then if you want, I think I'm gonna just leave that so it's not see-through. See, I don't want it to be see-through. So that looks weird. I can lighten this image up a little bit, this level, this layer. Go to Image Adjustment Levels if you want, and you can lighten it if you want or darken it. And I think that's nice. And then I'm just going to save it. File, Save As. I'm going to change the format to a JPEG. I'm going to save it to my desktop, and I'm going to call this teacher example. Oops, sorry, I have one. Teacher example 3, okay? Okay. And I had another one over here that I did, and I used inverse, which was another cool, look, if you go image adjustment invert, that's like a, it's like a negative of a picture. So it was just kind of fun to play around with that. You don't have to. You can also do like image adjustment threshold, and it makes it look like a silk screen, you know? It takes away all the colors and it just picks one color. So that's an option. Or you go image adjustment posterize. That's the same kind of idea, but it's a little, you know. But anyway, do 2 images. Play around with 2 images. We could do the same exact thing that we did before. Spin the background. Let's try. So we'll go filter, liquify. Let's try it again. And I just click on this. Let's see what it does. It's making her hand stretch all around. Spinning it. Is it going to make a good circle? Let's see. Looks pretty cool and creepy. Thank you to the person whose picture I'm using, and of course you'll edit your same. You can use the same picture for the person that I stole their picture. Look at that. It looks cool. And again, we can use a blending mode, whatever one we want. Those look great. So I just think that's a fun way, so easy to make your picture more exciting, right? File, save as. So I'm going to save all these examples that I did, saving it to my desktop, saving it as a JPEG, teacher example 4. Okay. And that's what you do. Okay.